The hardest part is getting out the door. When it comes to motivation to go to training, the hardest part is leaving your front door. And that, I think, is just a universal fact of it. It's not the press-ups, it's not the burpees, it's not the kicking drills, it's certainly not the sparring or the bag work. The hardest thing is convincing yourself to get out of the house and make your way to training. I have never had someone go, "Oh, I wasn't thinking about coming to training today. I was going to miss it, and I wish I did now. I really wish I did." More often than not, the conversation I have with people is, "I really was thinking about not coming to training today. I wasn't up for it, but I'm so glad that I did." Because the hardest thing is just getting out of that door and coming to the training. Once you're there, you're almost guaranteed to have a good time. You enjoy it. The problem is that we have these conversations with ourselves. And what these conversations turn into is negotiations with ourselves. You can't negotiate on these things because guess what? When you do negotiate on these things, your mind is going to gravitate towards what is easiest and what is the most comfortable. So the conversation you're going to have with yourself is, "I've finished work, I've come home, I've sat on the sofa, it's time to leave for training. Yeah, but I'm a little bit late, I might only just get there on time. If there's traffic, I might be a little bit late for the session. I trained yesterday and I'm still a little bit sore. It's probably not a great idea to train whilst I'm sore. Oh, it's sparring week and I'm not that much of a fan of the sparring. Maybe I'll just wait till next week and then I'll double up." Or it goes on and on. The list goes on. You start negotiating with yourself on why you don't need to go to training today. And it's a downward spiral because even if you make yourself future promises, guess what? Future you is going to negotiate yourself out of those promises too. You've already started building the habit of not going to training. It's exactly the same. You get in the habit of coming every Tuesday. You leave your house at 7, you get there for 7:30, you do an hour's training and you make your way home. That's a habit that you build into your life. But the same habit happens if at 7 o'clock every Tuesday, you then have a conversation with yourself trying to make excuses for whilst you're not going to go to training today. And you build a habit of being the person who doesn't go. And before you know it, it's been 6 weeks and you've created enough separation that you manage to convince yourself that you've now quit. Very quietly. You don't tell your instructor, you don't tell the club, you just stop coming, stop paying, and leave it there. Not only is that just, I would say, the worst way to do things, because me personally, I really appreciate it when students, even if it's just a text message to let me know, "Hi Az, sorry I haven't been down, I won't be returning to the club, thank you for everything." You don't even have to say thank you, but I really appreciate getting these messages, and I always reply, and I always reply the same. It's been a pleasure teaching you, it's been a pleasure working with you, and you are welcome back anytime. And I would like to think, and maybe this is just me being a bit optimistic, but I would like to think the majority of instructors would have the same opinion. If you've done this long enough, you quite quickly realize that it's a dripping bucket. People are going to leave. So we don't take that overly personally. That's a video for another day. But the habit of going to training is the most important one. The consistency is the most important thing. So you have to have a conversation with yourself far in advance to say that this is not negotiable. This is not up for negotiation. 7 p.m. on a Tuesday, I go to class, regardless of what I've eaten, how I'm feeling, what's going on in my life, what happened that day, what's happening tomorrow. You can still make adjustments. For example, tomorrow you've got an early start and you've got a heavy day on and you don't want to be all sore and beaten up. Fine. Come to training and do a light day. Go easy on the drills. Tell your instructor and let them know that you're not going to be at 100% today. But you're there. You're in the routine. You've not broke the habit. and you'll still probably, almost undoubtedly, get something out of the session. The same that you had a bad day and you're in a terrible mood. That's fine. You don't need to go and talk to everyone. Just let them know. Or just turn up late enough that you jump straight into the session and just save the small talk. I think you'll find that the majority of the time you walk out of there feeling a lot better than you did when you walked in. You can vent and get all of that anger and frustration out of you. So don't break the habit. Get your butt to training, and don't worry too much about the motivation.